We're going to start with 2 sheets of paper, and the rule is that there will always be the same number of pennies on each sheet. So what I'd like you to do is to pick up some pennies, however many you want, it's your choice, and put the same number of pennies on each sheet. And again, the number of pennies that you use would be your choice. Okay, let's count the pennies to make certain that they're the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I'd like you to take away some pennies from each sheet, but take away the same number from each one. Again, it's your choice how many. Okay, it looks like you've taken away 2 pennies from each sheet. Let's see if the same number is left. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so far so good. Now add some more pennies to the sheet, and again, your choice how many. Okay, so it looks like you're adding 1, 2, 3, 4 to this one, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've added the same number. Again, let's count them, make certain they're the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. I want you to take the pennies from one sheet, some of the pennies, again, your choice, and put them in this bottle. But don't tell me how many you're going to put in, and try to do it quietly so I can't hear. Put the cap on. Now I'm not watching what you're doing, but I'm going to tell you how many pennies that you put in the bottle. Okay, I'm turning around and I'm looking, and it looks like you put 3 pennies in the bottle. Let's see if I'm right. It's hard to open. Pour them out. 1, 2, 3. How did I do that? Now here, if Benjamin says you subtracted 4 from 7 and got 3, he's way ahead of the game. But we're going to do this without subtraction. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the 3 pennies in the bottle, and we're going to do the kinesthetic version of this. And this should work even if the child doesn't know how to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. See these pennies there? And see, I'll take away the same number from each side. So here's taking away 2 from each side, 2 more from each side, and there are 3 left on this side, so there's got to be 3 in the bottle. We've done the same thing without the function subtraction. Now we can add a degree of difficulty here, and here you want to make certain you've got an even number of pennies, because we don't want to deal with fractions for now, or ever, because I don't want to cut pennies, to be honest. And we're going to get another bottle, which I should have had prepared beforehand, but I didn't. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the same number of pennies in the 2 bottles, and I want you to tell me how many there are. So, setting up, the child is not looking. I'll put 2 in here, put the cap on, and don't turn it so it's easy to get off. Put 2 more in here. Okay. Now, how many pennies are in each bottle? The number of pennies in each bottle is exactly the same. Again, without subtracting, what we can do is take away 2 pennies from each side. Okay. And I've got 4 pennies left and 2 bottles. I can do this. I can put the bottles there, divide up the pennies, and there it may be obvious that there are 2 pennies in each bottle, and we can check it. And this would be 3 lessons. Obviously, we're going to have some more repetitions in between so that it is firmly implanted in Benjamin's mind. And then the one last thing before I quit, I'm going to add one other complexity to the whole thing. I'm going to put a bottle here and 2 pennies and ask how many pennies are in the bottle. And the answer is 0 or the bottle is empty. Either answer is acceptable. And the concept of 0 could be a little bit difficult. We want to make certain that that is firmly implanted, because that's going to be very important later on as we get more and more complex. The next step I'm not going to demonstrate, but we'll look at what the equation looks like, and I've got an x there. That we can say x plus 2 equals 2. What is x? Well, x would equal 0. And then this is where we would introduce the algebraic notation and actually go back to the very beginning and set up a problem on the sheets of paper, and then use the equation and compare the two and explain it. It's exactly the same, only displayed differently. And we first use a bottle, and then we go to a post-it note with the pennies underneath, then a post-it note with a number written on the bottom, and then finally the concept of x equaling a number, and build it up very slowly. And the idea is to turn something very abstract like algebra into something very concrete, and vice versa. And by the time he gets algebra in school, he should not only understand how to do it, but why.